Okay, hey, this is what we're going to start out doing. Remember we left off on Friday. Not you, Mason, of course you were here. But we left off, you guys were piecing together your own explanations of the moon phases, and why we have the moon phases. And so I just want to give you, before you present your findings, it's going to be very informal, you just stand up where your desk is and go, alright, this is how we think it works, Before we do that, I just want to give you a second to talk about it again in your groups, okay? And you put together an explanation already. I think you have it on your iPad, so you took pictures of how you think it works. If you took a picture on the iPad that you actually drew, kind of your own explanation of how the moon phases work, can you maybe draw that on your whiteboard so everyone can see it? Stephen took the pictures, and Stephen isn't here today. Well, do you have a photographic memory? No. Well, I'll give you a few minutes, see if you can put together an explanation in a picture or something to share with the class. Hello, my name is Tony Shablasky. Welcome to my 8th grade science class. We're in review right now for the state exam, and students have learned about some basic motions of the Earth, rotation, revolution, the reasons for the seasons, and now we're entering moon phases. And on Friday I gave them trying to pull out some preconceptions, and they always find the moon phases, and so I gave them a second to put together their own explanation of how it works, and we're going to see their presentations in a second on how they think or what their reasons are for the moon's phases. And then I'll follow it up with a demonstration and some notes. Okay, we're ready? We have groups. We're going to start with this group right here. You guys ready? Finish up your thoughts, but I think a lot of you have reached a point where you're conversating now. Okay, so finish up your thoughts. You guys want to start? Okay, so we have our first, please, your undivided attention. Be respectful, your undivided attention. Look at that. First group. Hey, and I want you to, here's one thing I'd like to say first. You might see someone present, and you're like, oh, we didn't think of that. That's fine. It's okay, that's how we learn from each other and we can share afterwards. But I'd like you to stick, don't change your presentations, because I wanna understand your original thoughts, you as a team, on how you think the moon phases work. Okay? Go ahead. Go wherever you want.
No, I'm thinking for space.
Wherever you want.
Okay.
You can use whatever you want too. I got.
Emma, Earth, say this is sign. Emma's Earth and I'm the moon.
Okay.
Okay. In the please close your eyes. In the new moon is on new moon, and then the crescent moon is more.
Would you like the light off?
Or, yeah, that's more dramatic.
Yeah, make it more dramatic.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's too much light from the window though.
Yeah, window. Well, it's not as bright.
That's okay. Okay.
It's on the new moon, and then the crescent moon, and then first quarter, and Uranus, and then the full.
That's the full moon there.
Yeah.
So that's representing the sun.
Yeah.
Earth. Okay, gotcha.
And then this is the other gibbous, and then the third quarter, more behind, and then the crescent, and then the gibbous.
Okay.
But
All right.
I can still see you.
Hey.
I can still see you.
Did you want? Okay.
I can still see you.
Hey, thanks. Nice job, guys. Next group, any volunteer?
So like if the moon or the sun is facing the and then when the sun's facing over here, we see the full moon. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying your vision of this is virtually opposite of theirs? So okay, so if that moon is in, it's not quite at that peak of its orbit, but if it was at the peak of the orbit, like its location right now, when the moon is, I guess what I'm asking, I'm sorry, is sun, moon, or earth, moon. And so if sun is here, earth is here, when the moon is here, totally opposite, that's your full moon location? That's what you basically have drawn, I think, right? And you're saying, yo, you have it labeled, I'm sorry, because you have new moon here. Okay, yeah, so you have the exact opposite idea as the other group so far. First of all, you're all doing a phenomenal job. I love how you use your resource, because how many of you really knew the term waxing gibbous or gibbous before today? One of you heard it before? Or waning gibbous, or crescents you probably heard. So I have to give you some major kudos on, because we haven't even talked about this yet. So kudos on using your resources. Nice job. Okay, so now, the whole reason I did this is I wanted to pull out what are known as preconceptions. It's like how you think things work before the teaching goes. And I'm glad I did this. Because I know where to start. So I think I'm going to allow, instead of me just telling you exactly how the moon phases work, I have a demonstration where I think I can show you, and you'll all be able to put it together on your own. All right, so you all in the center of the classroom, representing planet Earth. Okay, so you're on planet Earth. You're all on planet Earth, looking out from planet Earth. Basically, you can imagine it that way. All right, and you're all looking towards. Now, one thing I don't want you to do, I do not want you looking directly into this sun. Okay, because just like the sun, not good for the eyes. Don't look directly in the sun. It's bright. Mason, can you go up here, please? Yeah. We're gonna start out over here. I need you to imagine that the sun is obviously way off. And this is not to scale, okay? This doesn't represent our scale size, obviously. Sure. How far again is that distance from Earth to sun, roughly?
30,000.
Oh. Anyone want to raise your hand so I can hear one? Sydney, you had your hand up first. What do you get?
31,000 times the California.
With 31,000 times of what? If you drove to California,
At 3,000 miles.
it's 3,000 miles roughly to California. And if you drove there how many times? 31,000 times. That's kind of like the distance to the sun. Very good, very good. So, here we go. So, we started here, and we have first quarter. And now, what I want you to understand is these are the only phases of the moon. But is it like snapshots like this? Like, does it go from here to here? No, it's a slow progress, right? So we're here, and now I want you to watch how this changes, just looking from Earth. Jillian, if you could get a little closer. Come on, Mason. Come with me, Mason. So it illuminates a little more. Tell me when you see another phase. Keep coming with me, Mason. You can come a little closer. Keep coming with me. Stay right in front. Stay right in front now. What do you see now? A gibbous? Which one? Can you read it up there? Waxing gibbous. White is on which side? White's on the right. Waxing gibbous. Here's a little saying. You ready? I got a saying for you. You know, like I came up with this. I remember when I was a student teaching, I came up with this little saying, like one of those weird little things to help you remember stuff. Maybe it'll work for you. Maybe not. You know, like you wax a car. Waxing a car makes it bright. Waxing makes it bright. White on the right. Waxing. Shine it. Hey, come on. Sun, the sun does not stop shining. Waxing makes it bright, white on the right. You know, the moon's bright. Waxing makes it bright, white on the right. Waxing makes it bright, white on the right. Can you say it? White on the right. So the waxing phases are, the moon is illuminated on the right-hand side as vision from Earth, as viewed from Earth. So we have waxing gibbous. Mason, go on the other side of them.
Okay.
You're tall. You can hold it up high.
Too high.
Too high. No.
What do you got? Full moon. Where's the sun, everybody? What time of day would it be in China? No, let's say you're in North America. So what time of day would it be on China on the opposite side of the earth? Noon. Okay, so midnight for you. And you see what phase? Pay attention to where the sun is. On the opposite side of the earth. Full moon. And we come over here. Mason, you follow me over here? Holy cow, it's bright. Okay, here we are. What side are we on now? Waning gibbous. You guys are getting these fast. Okay. And now we have third quarter. This isn't basketball. This is known as last. First quarter, last quarter. What side is it illuminated on, left or right? Left begins with what letter?
L.
L, last begins with what letter? On the left, last. No longer half moon, because how much of the moon are you actually seeing illuminated?
A quarter.
You only see a quarter of this illuminated. Can you imagine that? I mean, you cannot see this back half of the moon from Earth, correct? You actually only see this slice right here illuminated, hence quarter moon. Most people call it the half, but you're not. Where should, realistically, if you were to call any phase of the moon a half moon, which phase would it be? Hand. Destiny? Full. You guys are quick. Yeah, right? Because when we actually have the full moon, that's when you see half of it. So here we have last quarter, and then come around the front. Oh, I'll go a little slower. Sorry, son. What do you see there? Waning crescent and new moon. What time of day is it on North America? You hit them. They don't get. What time of day is it on in North America right now? Noon. Can you see the moon? You cannot, because you're blinded by the sun's light. Okay, turn it off. Nice job. Now, was it a combined thought process, or did you all share the same, or did someone kind of go, man, I don't know? Yeah, you all kind of pieced together? Nice job. I think here is where your guys' misconception comes into play. Moon? Earth. Okay? Is if the sun is shining on Earth. Okay? You feel like when it gets behind the Earth, it's in the shadow of Earth, and that's why it's not illuminated. Correct? And this is probably where is this where your original preconception came from? And when it's here, oh, it's illuminated by the sun, right? And you weren't, I guess, imagining this as standing on Earth looking out at the moon. Is that correct? So here's another misconception that you all shared. This orbit that the moon takes around Earth is not a plane. It's not a perfect plane. It's on a slight angle, so that when it does come up, it comes up above and can be illuminated by the sun. So if you're standing here on Earth looking out, it's not necessarily in the shadow. It can be in the shadow sometimes. What do we call that? When the moon is in your shadow. Do you guys know what we call that? Lexi? A lunar eclipse.